Hello there, peeps. I know I was supposed to do Trey's Rants yesterday, but I forgot, so I'll do it today. But after today, we will start making it weekly Wednesday. So, I'm gonna get into. I just got back from the movies. I saw Mad Max. I'm gonna talk about that for like a little bit. It was a pretty good movie, I would say. I think Tom Hardy did a pretty good job as Mad Max. He's like the only notable character, but I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to get into it because it was a good movie, but it really didn't really leave me with anything to talk about. So I'm just gonna move on from that. But now, today is Trey's Rants episode 2, and today is gonna be a wrestling episode. I'm gonna do these are gonna be wrestling themed. Some won't, so this is gonna be a wrestling themed episode today. I'm gonna be talking about three things: the way they book heels and baby faces. Raw being needs to go back to 3 hours. And 3, the authority angle, which I guess I'll just talk about that now. The authority angle started 2 years ago, the night after SummerSlam 2013. It was good at first, it was interesting. I'm like, yeah, this will be cool. I think it's reached its course now. It's like, can they end it? And the sad thing was, okay, I guess I'll talk about it. The authority angle was cool, but now it's like the same shtick. There's a guy they don't like either Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and the authority angle originally ended after some Survivor Series 2014. But then they were brought back a month later, and then now and I got Big Show in there, even though he hasn't been on TV in a while. But the authority angle's just gotten boring and stale. I really don't care about it anymore. It was cool at first, the concept. It's kind of like the corporation. But the corporation ended after a while. The authority has been almost 2 years. I don't get why they're still continuing it. Just end it, they inevitably need to lose power, and I think you ended it perfectly, but no, you brought it back. Not even a month later. It's just stale. They start Raw every fucking week. It's like almost every week now it's an authority segment. I'm not saying you can't have your authority segments. I'm saying don't have them open Raw every week. Have them, maybe once in a while. You do them in the middle of the show. Start off Raw with a match, not always start with the authority. Like, come on. And it's just like they just make fun of the fans now. It's like they're almost like clowns. Like, I want Triple H to do something else, Come on, let's just end this authority angle already. So that's a little bit of a rant there. 2, Raw needs to go back to 3 hours. I'm sorry, Raw every week being 3 hours, it's just not fucking working. And it's been done now for almost 3 years. After Raw 1000, which was in 2012, they tried the 3-hour Raws, and I'm just gonna be honest, they don't fucking work. You're not utilizing them right, which I think if you're at least utilizing them right, then that's one thing. But let's be honest, the 3-hour Raw used to be 2 hours, and then every now and then you'd have your 3-hour specials. I wish Raw would go back to that. It's like that. Raw needs to go back to that, when it was 2 hours. Do your 3-hour specials every now and then. They felt special. Like, a 3-hour Raw felt special. Now, it's every fucking week. And it's just like, they don't utilize it right. It's always some bullshit in the middle of the show. And sometimes, a lot of times, too, I feel like that middle of the show, it's just drags sometimes, Like, I think if Raw was 2 hours, it'd be more smoother. And I think that would have them, maybe that's the problem. They have to plan a 3-hour show. Then they got to do a 2-hour SmackDown, an hour main event, an hour Superstars, which I think they need to get rid of. Get rid of Superstars. I don't know why you still have it. Main event's your minor show now. And you've actually kind of made it important now that you put it on the network. So have main event be that minor show. And then you got an hour of NXT, which is fine. But get rid of Superstars. It's literally just the jobber show. But as I was saying, Raw needs to go back to 2 hours. I think it'd be smoother. Raw 3 hours every week is just not working. And I think Fans don't want it to be. I think it needs to go back to 2 hours eventually. Now the last thing. I really hate how they book heels and baby faces. Let's just start with baby faces. I mean, now their baby faces are okay. You know, you got your Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. I would say they're like top two baby faces right now. Then you got, of course, John Cena, Ryback. But before, they would always overbook their faces. Like when Sheamus was still a face, like they would always be the guy who always wins, never loses a match. Like Randy Orton was kind of getting like that for a while, and I'm liking that Randy Orton's willing to actually put people over. He has been putting over people for a while now. I mean, put over Rollins at 2 straight pay-per-views. I mean, yeah, like faces like Cena need to go. Come on, the struggling babyface people like. When you overbook a babyface like Too Strong, guy who never loses, it's just like, come on, fans will eventually get tired of that guy. I mean, they did that for the longest time with John Cena. They did it with Sheamus when he was a babyface. People are saying they're doing it with Reigns. I don't feel like they are. He's actually lost. He's gotten pinned. He got pinned at WrestleMania, so don't make it like he has been overly booked. I don't think he has, but... And then now your heels. The only, like, when Brock Lesnar was a heel, he was the perfect heel. And then you got heels like Rusev. We need heels that are not afraid to fight. These heels nowadays are nothing but cowards, and I think, in my opinion, that's my biggest issue with Seth Rollins. Heels should be able to, now that you're the champion, you should be able to win matches against like a Dolph Ziggler on a Monday Night Raw. You should be able to beat them clean. Shouldn't have to rely on J&J. And I understand heels are supposed to cheat. Triple H did that, Edge did it. But then there would be times they would win matches clean. You know, they wouldn't always resort to some bullshit. And I get, like, title matches, but, like, regular matches on Raw, they would still win clean. It seems like heels nowadays always raw to the ring, walk out of a match. I'm like, why are you a fucking wrestler if all you're gonna do is walk out of a match? Like, come on. It's just bullshit. And that's my big issue with it. They're cartoony. It's not the 1980s anymore. You know, it's 2015, and I think I'm going to compare this to comic books. For the longest time, they did that with villains. A lot of villains were always like, got someone tied up and the hero comes in and kicks the villain's ass. And that's it. Now, I like villains that actually win sometimes. You know, look at Triple H. He was the perfect heel. He wouldn't always run away. He would pick his spots, but definitely he would still beat some ass. And he was like a dominant heel. You know, I think Rusev was like one of the few who was like that. Lesnar, but like he's not there weekly, but he was like that. Sometimes he would, and it's not really him. It was more Paul Heyman always trying to hold him back. But definitely Lesnar will fight you if he has to. We need more heels like that. It's just, come on. I'm a very big fan of heels, and it just seems like a lot of heels nowadays are cowards who always run away from fights. It's like, come on. Especially if the heel is your WWE champion. He should be the man. I'm sorry. To me, the WWE champion is supposed to be the guy. The best guy in the company. And I feel like if you keep holding Rollins in this situation, he always gets helped out. He can't do anything alone. It's like, come on. But yeah, that's my video, guys. I may do a video Saturday or something if something comes up in my mind. But yeah, guys, I'm signing off. Peace.